Hey guys, this is René. Welcome back for another video on this channel, and today it is EA testing day. So you can see here already in the background or on the screen I have the mql5 market open, and we have a new #1 best-selling program in the mql5 market. So the Quantum Emperor had to move from the first seat here, and now we have the Gold Reaper MT5 program at the top. So in this video we will have a look at this together. We will figure out how this strategy works, maybe, and if I think this could be a good or a bad program, or I will just share my thoughts. Of course, we cannot see the source code as always, but I will try to explain as good as I can what I think this program does. So you can see here, this is the Gold Reaper program, and it is sold over 100 times per month, so very often, I would say. And we have a lot to find here on the sales page on mql5. So let's go from top to bottom pretty much. So first of all, let's have a look at the salesperson. The salesperson has different programs in store and a lot of different signals. He uses signals that are very stable. Some of them have bigger drawdowns. All in all, we can assume that, of course, like everyone with the signals, he's using maybe a little bit more risk, which is completely normal and completely fine. So let's go have a look at the page here. He gives us a set file for prop trading. You can click here and it will immediately download the set file. And then he has this like typical promotion action here that everyone does pretty much in the mql5 market. This is kind of just to boost the sales, and he has a few mechanisms here. He says that he will increase the price. He says there's a higher final price and you get 1 EA for free. And this is kind of nice. So you buy 1 EA, you get another one for free. Nothing really bad about this. I'm not really a big fan of this, like saying I will increase the price, so hurry up and buy the program, because this is what we often see for programs that use a little bit higher risk. So at some point the signal will maybe explode and then nobody will buy. So the salesperson is making sure that he sold a lot of copies before the signal blew up. But I don't know if this is the case here. I didn't have a look at the performance yet, and I don't know how the program works. So let's go step by step here. We have the ultimate combo deal. This is where you can buy a lot of different EAs for a bucket price, so to say, or a basket price. I don't know what the other EAs are, but if you want to use this, it might be something for you. There is a public group, which is of course a great sign, because people can connect here. They can talk about what's going on with the expert advisor. They can talk about their experience, and it can help you for sure to figure out if you want to use this program. So I really like that he has a public group here on mql5. And then there is, of course, a live signal. This is maybe the most interesting thing that we should all have a look at before we purchase anything. We can see this is 100% algo trading, so this is traded by the program probably, and we can see that there is a profit of like 30%. And the growth just looks perfect, but, and this is really important, we only have a history of like 3 months. So it's not like too much history here, but for the 3 months that we see here, it's looking super, super good, and the drawdowns are not super high. The highest drawdown was like 4%, which is not a lot, of course. And we will figure out how this equity is so stable. Right now, I think it might be either a scalper with a distant stop loss, or maybe something that uses some kind of grid. But let's have a look at this. So there is some explanation, and I read through this, and what he says here is logical to me. So he says he's trading breakouts at support and resistance levels, which is something a lot of traders do, and I think this is definitely something that has some fundamental behind it, because we all know there are some significant levels in the chart, and trading breakouts is something that I often do in my live trading, and it can work very good. Then he says he's trading gold because it has a high volatility, and this is also completely true. And then, yeah, the frequency and everything is adapted based on the drawdown, but yeah, this is okay. We will see this in the tester. Then what I really like is this is no like machine learning, AI, whatever stuff, what a lot of people only use for marketing purposes. So I really like that he's kind of down to earth with his approach, and he's saying that this is a strategy that he developed in several years of developing, and it's a program where he tries to really have a fundamental or a realistic trading approach without cheating, without having a big sales talk. And yeah, we will have a look at this when we test this in the tester, but just from the approach here, I really like what he is saying. And yeah, then key features, it's very easy to use, and this is what we will also see later. There are not too many settings, no grid, no martingale. Okay, we will have a look at this, but this is great news, easy to use for prop firms. Yeah, let's check this out. Yeah, we will run it on XAU US dollar, so gold with the default settings, and then we can also check the settings that we just downloaded, or the settings that you can download here for prop firms. And yeah, then we have a list of parameters, but I don't want to read it like parameter for parameter, but if you read through the parameters, you can see here most of these parameters are like not very specific. So we do not have a parameter that says like stop loss points or take profit points. So most of the strategy is, I think, given and some sort of black box. So we do not really see into it, I think. But we can have some adjustments made here for like the risk that we want to take, and I think the maximum drawdown and everything. So yeah, also there are some sales pictures, of course, with good backtests and past FDMO or challenges. But yeah, I would not give too much on these pictures, because of course you always want to have the best possible pictures that you can find. And then we have a lot of reviews, and the reviews so far are all, I think, very, very good. But yeah, this is also typical. Yeah, there's one bad. Yeah, I don't know, but most of them are very good. So I think we are ready to test the program. So what you want to do with a program from the mql5 market is on the sales page, you will always find this button free demo, and this is what you want to click. And then you can click here, yes, I have MetaTrader 5, or you can also download it directly from the MetaTrader 5, and this is what I want to do. So just open your MetaTrader 5, go to a navigator, go to Expert Advisor, and then you can right-click and buy from the market, and then you can just type in the name. It's the Gold Reaper in this case. So we just type in, yeah, or we already find it here, but you can also search for programs. Here, the gold, you can write the Gold Reaper, and it will just filter the market, and then you will find it for sure. And here you can then find the same article, the sales page that we just read before. And then you can click on download demo here, and it will download the demo for free, and you can use this demo in the strategy tester. So to open the strategy tester, you can go to, let me close the market here. You can go to view strategy tester, and here you can then go to overview. You want to do a visualized test first usually. Then you go to Expert Advisor, and here you just have to find the market, and then you find the Gold Reaper here if you downloaded it successfully. You can select your symbol. Usually you would go with gold, but I go with a custom symbol, which is XAU_TDS, because I loaded external data for more data quality and longer backtests. And then you just add the period that you want to test. I will just go for the current year for now, just to see how this program works. And then the modeling method, like the best method, of course, is every tick based on real tick, but also the slowest one. But yeah, I will go with this one. So we have the best possible view on this program. Then the next tab here is the inputs tab, and here you can see all of the inputs. And this is also what is described here as the parameters. So we should find the same parameters here, and we can now go through them. Use variable values. Yeah, I don't know if this one is explained here, not really. But yeah, we will just keep the default settings for now as recommended by the seller. And this is just a visual information in the chart, I think. Adjust for info panel size. Okay, this is not having an impact on the program, I think, or on the strategy. It's just a visualization. Then we have the settings. Okay, this is the trade frequency. Okay, we can go very low risk, very high risk, or automated. I will go with automated for now. Maximum allowed spread. Yeah, just choose the maximum spread. I will just go with the default settings, which means I think that we do not have a filter because it's 500. Friday stop hour, close all trades. Okay, by saying 25, I think we do not close the trades on Friday because there is no 25 hour in the day. The day stops at 24 usually. And then we have set stop loss TP after entry. I think this means that we just place the order without stop loss and TP and then add TP and stop loss. Yeah, don't really need this. Use virtual expiration. Don't really need this, I think. Randomize entry in pips. Yeah, this is what he explains here. He has this feature, so you can choose to add a little bit on top of the TP and SL, so the prop firms have no reason to ban you if many people use the same program. And then the magic number, just to have multiple EAs without interacting with each other, also not really having an impact on the strategy, but it's good to have this input. Then we have a comment, also no input on the strategy, just a comment for the trades. Then we have the lot size settings. Manually, we have a lot size calculation method, max allowed total drawdown, use start lots. Yeah, I think there's some kind of mechanism in the back to calculate the lots. Yeah, we will figure out how this works maybe. And then there are some features that can help you with focusing or managing the risk. You can read more about this on the sales page, of course, but there's not, as I said before, there's not too much information that we can read from just having a look at the inputs. We do not really see anything about the strategy. We just have inputs for the risk, I would say, and some like general management stuff. But yeah, let's have a look at how this works out in the tester. Make sure to use the visual mode for your first test runs and then click on start in the lower right corner. And this should then open a separate window with this selected symbol where it simulates the selected strategy on the historical data for the selected period. This is how strategy testing works in the MetaTrader 5. So here the test is now started and the action is already going. We can see there are some buy trades opened and the market is going into the other direction. And yeah, this means, of course, right now we should be a little bit under the water here. Where's my... these are orders, so where's my balance? Okay, so we can see, yeah, the risk is not really high. Like the lot size is kind of small for the... So the lot size is kind of small for the capital that we trade, 0.2 lots. But we open a lot of positions. And what I want to figure out is if there's some kind of grid mechanism here. Yeah, I don't know. I think we do add some kind of positions, but not always when we are losing, I think. So it seems to really work at specific levels. As he said before, he said he wants to work with support and resistance levels. Not really sure how he figures these levels out, but we can see he's using a lot of different time frames and he's always working with the ATR indicator, which is the average true range, measuring the average movement or size of the candles. And this seems to be the only indicator that is used, or the only indicator that is visible to us. He uses the ATR a lot on the daily chart. And then also in the H1 chart. In the daily chart, he uses a lot of different ATR settings. And on the H1 chart, he uses the 28 periods ATR. And then he also uses all of the other time frames pretty much. So I don't know if this is for calculating the support and resistance zones. This will be really hard to figure out here. But yeah, we can see he just opens multiple positions. And then I already saw also that there's some kind of like trailing stop going on because the stop loss for open positions is moved into profit at some point. So there is some kind of trailing stop. Maybe this is also based on support and resistance levels. Yeah, will be hard to figure this out. And yeah, right now we are only going long. So it will also be very interesting if we also go short, because if we would only go long, this would mean that he's kind of benefiting from the historically strong gold market, where we never really saw long-lasting short trends, I would say. But yeah, let's have a look at this. I don't know, why are we still seeing the stop loss levels here? When we do not really have... these are... Okay, we also have sell stop orders. Okay, that's great. So these are stop losses for sell stop orders, and they have to be located somewhere down here. So let's have a look at... shoot. We do not see the orders here in the daily chart, but here we see them. So, yeah, I mean, the orders seem to be located at levels where the price often hit these specific levels. So this is probably what he means with support and resistance zones, and it kind of makes sense. Because the price was around these levels for a long time. Maybe he is using levels where the ATR is at a specific, maybe where the ATR was decreasing, because this would speak for a longer sideways trend. This would be one mechanism that I could think of. But yeah, it seems that he is really using the support and resistance zones here for the orders. Let's fast forward a bit more here to see what happens next. But yeah, he really uses a lot of orders. I don't really know why there are so many orders. All of them have slightly different price levels, I think. And let's also have a look at the stop loss. Also, the stop loss is slightly different for every order, which is really interesting. So I think it's not really a fixed distance for the stops here, which is very interesting. But yeah, I don't know if he's just building up like a structure of multiple orders with different distances for the stop loss, just to have like some of the orders, or to have the orders becoming stopped out at different levels, so they do not hit the stop loss all at the same time, which will maybe flatten the equity curve a bit. But yeah. I mean, we do not see, we do see a take profit, but it's very far away usually, I think. I don't know if this take profit is also based on support and resistance levels. This is, as I said, kind of hard to figure out. It's also kind of chaotic here with all of these orders. There's TP levels are down here, TP levels are here. Yeah, it's interesting. Right now, I think that he is searching for areas where the price was for a very long time, or where we see multiple sideways periods. And then at these specific levels, he then places the orders. And then, yeah, in a distance, he places stop loss and TP. levels, and then he has a trailing stop that will make sure that profits are secured if the market is going into the right direction. But yeah, it will be super hard to really figure out how this strategy works in detail, because there are just too many orders, just really complex, I would say, to figure this out. I think we can try to slow down the trade frequency. This might make it easier to just check or to figure out what the program is actually doing. This may be what I should do, so we have a better chance to understand what the program is doing. Also, the orders are kind of far away from the price. So right now we just had one set of positions opened in the history, and they were all closed in the profit here. Yeah, so let's test again maybe with a lower trade frequency, so we have a better chance to understand what the program is doing. So the trade frequency, there was a parameter for this. Here's auto, and we can go to extreme conservative. And yeah, so let's test this. This will make more sense, I think. And then we can also do some tests without the visual mode to just have a look at the equity. And then we can see maybe if there are bigger drawdown periods or if it's just very smooth. This will be interesting. So now here we see the another test with less orders, which is great. So we have a better chance to understand what's really going on. So here we can now see these are the first orders. We have a little bit less orders, I would say. We still have the buy positions with the stop loss and a very distant TP, I would say, or at least the TP is like double the size as the stop loss. Okay, it's not like super far away, but we have a TP that is bigger than the stop loss, and now actually all of the stop losses here are at the same price. So now we see this better than before. Or actually, no, it's not true. Some of the stops are somewhere else. Oh, some of the stops are very far away. Okay, this is interesting. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Yeah, and here we see as soon as we have more profits, we see some kind of stop loss. And then at some point, I think we will just hit this specific stop loss and it will close out our positions. Okay, no, actually we hit the take profit here, which is also great. So history, take profit, price. Yeah, we hit the take profit. Okay, and then we do also have a trailing stop, but we also have a TP. And here the next orders hit the trailing stop. And now we have some sell stop orders. Wait, we also have one buy stop order and some sell stop orders, which are very far away. Okay, so yeah. Let's fast forward this a bit. But yeah, the program really seems to just place these orders at support and resistance levels, and then we just kind of wait for the orders to become executed, and then we have this TP and stop loss. Stop loss is usually kind of far away, TP a little bit closer, and then we have some kind of trailing stop. Let's have a look at the distances again here for TP and SL. So we can see for the buy stop order. Okay, no, it's not what I said before. No, I cannot really figure out the logic behind TP and SL, because here we have a very distant TP and a kind of close SL with 1000 points. So it's not always that we have a bigger TP than the stop loss is. Sometimes we also have a small stop loss and a bigger TP. So let's check out what happens when the next order is executed. I'm just fast forwarding here, observing the orders, and the orders are not changed, which is something that I like because it means that the program is really sticking to the actual strategy and really sticking to these support and resistance zones. Maybe they are figured out on like daily charts. And here we now get very close to the buy stop orders. The sell stop orders were adjusted a bit, and now the buy stop orders are executed, or one buy stop order was executed. And here, yeah, we see that the stop loss is kind of close to the entry and the TP is kind of far away. We see another buy stop order being placed at another level, and here we run towards this stop loss level. We do not really hit it yet. Yeah, the positions can stay open for quite a while, I think, so you will have some swap costs also. And there we see the trailing stop was activated, saving some profits. But yeah, okay, nice. So yeah, this is pretty much the strategy. I won't be able to really say a lot about how the strategy works. This is like what I can figure out so far. It really seems to work with the ATR indicator because we really see it often here in the chart, and then he tries to figure out, I think, like periods or sideways periods that are then used as support and resistance zones, and then he places orders. He also places orders, as we can see here, below the lowest lows here and above highs and below lows, which is also interesting. But this is like also typical for breakout strategies, and yeah, this seems to be the strategy. So maybe I should give it a long-term backtest run here without the visual mode, because I think at this point I won't really be able to figure out a lot more. So let's test maybe the last 10 years without the visual mode here, with everything based on real take for gold using this actual program. And I hope that it doesn't take forever, but here's the long-term backtest. Okay, so this took a very long time, but I finished the test, and actually I don't really know why I waited that long, because it's not super surprising, it's not super interesting, I would say. It's just kind of what we expected. It's just a curve that it's just going up, 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 and this is so typical for mql5 products. And I mean, it makes sense because people want to make a good advertising pretty much for the product. And of course, you make the backtest so that it's super perfect for the history. I see one big problem is, like, first of all, we will have to figure out if this backtest is manipulated, but saying that it is not manipulated, since we have no chance to modify the input parameters for this strategy. In my opinion, there's a high probability or a high chance that the backtest is optimized for the history. And in the future, who knows? The market could make different moves, could behave differently, and it might not work out like this in the future. And if we can see here, like also in the backtest with this like optimization, I would say there are drawdowns of like 20 something percent, I would say, or close to 20%. And if like just 2 or 3 of these drawdowns happen directly following each other, it will eat up a lot of the profits. And it's not like this is like super risk-free. So this is something I would be careful with. And yeah, you can see here the maximum drawdown is about 20%, and equity drawdown relative was like 30%, like the biggest relative drawdown. So you can see it's not like we do not have drawdowns, but yeah, I mean, still, like, we don't have too many trades, which is, I would say, kind of a good thing, because we don't pay too much costs and everything. Also, in reality, we might have a little bit more slippage because, of course, we work a lot with stop orders. So this is something you should be careful with. And yeah, that's kind of it. And also I use the extreme conservative approach here. Maybe with a more risky approach, you also have bigger drawdowns. But this is something you can test on your own. And so yeah. Oh, and also the maximum allowed total drawdown is at 30%, which is a bit weird. Maybe it then cuts the losses at 30% and starts again. This is why we have the maximum drawdown of like 30% maybe. But yeah, this is just what I'm imagining right now. So yeah, overall the backtest looks extremely good. So the question is always, again, why sell such a product? Is the backtest over-optimized? Is the backtest manipulated? All of these things cannot be answered by me right now. And you have to decide if you want to trust the seller, the salesperson. Also, in reality, this might be a little bit worse than in the tester. And yeah, of course, this is always the case for expert advisors. And also, I mean, there are always comments when I do these tests of mql5 products saying that I should test different symbols. And of course, it could also be a good idea to test different symbols. But what I figured out in my own testing experience is that usually expert advisors do not really work in all symbols, and not all settings work in all symbols. So this is why I want to be kind of fair, for the salesperson, because I don't just want to take this expert advisor, use it in a different symbol where it maybe doesn't make sense and then say, oh look, this program doesn't work, because he maybe created this especially for gold and this is what he wrote. So I think it's not really fair to just test it as long as it collapses. But still there are of course some concerns and some things that I would always question if I see a backtest like this, where we have no actual proof or idea that this EA is following an actual strategy, because it's kind of a black box. We do not see the source code. And yeah, maybe some of you guys already have the source code. I know that there are some groups in the internet that like decompile these products and look at the source code. I'm not part of these groups because I don't really want to support this. I think if someone sells a product and he put work into this product, it's not, it's just not fair to just decompile it. But if some of you guys already saw the source code and can give more information, drop a comment below. It helps everyone who is about to purchase this program. And then, the program still has to stand the test of time, I would say, because we do have this live signal, but as I mentioned before, this is not really alive for a long time. We have 3 months of performance, which is not saying a lot, especially for programs that use a trailing stop like this, because these programs tend to lock in the profits quickly, and then sometimes you have larger losses. This is also what we saw in the test. So in let's say 5 or 6 months, if this program is still doing great, we can maybe say more about this. But as you know, most programs do not really stay on top of the mql5 market for such a long time. And the reason for this is that most of the programs cannot be consistent for such a long time. But yeah, we will see. And I hope that you like this little insight. I mean, I was not able to tell too much about this, just some general thoughts here and there. Maybe if you have more insights, let me know in the comments. Maybe you used this program before and made actual experience with this program. Share it with other people here in the internet so everyone can benefit. And this is kind of it. This is the first overview of the Gold Reaper MT5 program. If there's something crazy happening, like the signal gets blown or there's some action going on, maybe I make another update video. You will see it on the channel if you're subscribed. And this is kind of it for today. Have a great time. Good trades. Bye.